Hi YouTube, uh, Adam from Atlas Gun Works here. We're going to talk a little bit today about if you have like a factory type gun or a USPSA gun or any gun that you really want to be awesome, what will make it shoot better. So the very first thing is a trigger job. If the gun has a heavy trigger and the trigger's all gritty and not smooth, then that's not going to help you hit targets. So every time you pull the trigger, you're influencing the position of the barrel, which is influencing the impact on the target. So you want a nice short trigger. Everybody's got a little bit different preference. There's a bunch of ways to adjust some of that stuff, but short, crisp, nice clean break, not a lot of over travel, and a good reset. So here's a customer's Apiro we just did a trigger job on. We changed a couple parts, did a whole bunch of polishing. When you do one of these trigger jobs, the way to do it right takes 3-4 hours. And you really got to make everything inside set the way you want and internally polished, every edge broken. And be careful of a lot of guys who are just putting parts in these things and nothing's set up right. And they'll be great for the trigger. Anybody can make a 2-pound trigger for 2 weeks, but making a 2-pound trigger for 50 or 100,000 rounds takes a little more work. And we've got that system down, but some guys don't. So it's important what parts you use too. You got to use super hard hammer and sear. Most of you guys should know that. After you get a trigger in your gun, the next thing to do, and everybody kind of skips this step, is an internal tune. So all the edges on your barrels and your slide and your frame are from a factory type gun or somebody else's semi-custom gun are going to be sharp. And those sharp edges are going to make the gun wear in and drag and do things that you can't control. It also makes them a little less reliable. So when we tune the interior part and we polish and stone all the edges and make everything super smooth, this gun just had it all done. And it's got a 9-pound spring and it just unlocks super smooth. All still tight, but super smooth. So that's going to make the gun last longer because the gun's not beating itself up. It's also going to make the gun shoot a little smoother, and it's going to make it more reliable. That's probably the most important part. You know, you start getting carbon buildup in this gun versus the way it was when we got it, you probably get another couple thousand rounds before you have to clean it, before it starts to have problems. So that's the second thing to do. So number one's trigger, number two's internally tune them. We're about to offer a special till the end of the year where we'll take somebody else's semi-custom gun or an STI type gun and do those two things at a discount, and our turnaround time's really good right now. We probably get those guns turned out in just over a week. So that's there for the community. We're going to try to help you guys doing that. The next step is, and this is where you start spending more money sometimes than it's worth, is to take weight out of the slide. The factory slides come in at between 12 and 13 ounces. We like them at 10 for a limited gun or an open gun. I've got a prototype gun I'm about to start shooting with a 8.6 ounce slide. I'm not sure it'll hold together, but we're going to find out. So under 10 ounces on the slide, it's going to help the gun because as the slide's recoiling, this slamming forward is what causes the gun to dip at the end of recoil. So when we smooth it out, we can run a lesser spring. That'll help us with the dip a little bit, but the less weight we have jamming forward, the better. So weight out's the third thing. A lot of times if the guns have a hard chrome finish or something like that, it's not worth doing it. You're just better off to sell the gun and then upgrade with the money you would have spent in the gun, put money in the gun. The last thing is the grip. So this gun is an open gun we built with a steel grip. Whenever, it's the same thing with the reciprocating mass. So we want the slide to be light. This gun has a nice sub 10 ounce slide. When the slide's recoiling, we want weight to counter that in your hand, in the part where you're gripping it to control it. It does make a huge difference on how the guns recoil, a ton. And for the guys who are telling you the guns aren't as fast and you can't point them as fast, I certainly can't prove that to be true. And everybody I'm shooting with, once they shoot one of these with a steel grip, they just get one right away. It's awesome. So instead of adding a steel grip to this gun, what you'd be better off to do, so let's, just for an example, for the $500 for steel grip, mainspring housing's $50. We'd probably want to put a good trigger in it. So we're at $550, a trigger's $100, $650. So $650, and you're gonna have some time in fitting that. It probably makes more sense, so you're looking at getting in $1,000 bill or whatever. It makes more sense with a gun like this to internally tune them, do a trigger job, shoot it for a while, you're going to get more money for it if we tuned it. So you sell it, so this gun new is $2,600. You probably sell it all tuned up for $2,500, and then take the money, the near $1,000, and you can upgrade to a full custom gun, and then you're going to get a lot more gun for your money. Everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be tight. Everything's going to be fit to itself, from the get-go. So number 1's trigger, number 2 is internal tuning, number 3 is slide, and number 4, if you really want to keep the gun, because you're going to be upside down in it, you could put steel grips on them. That's the order, and if anybody wants, we're always happy to take guns in trade. We're an STI dealer, so sometimes that shocks people what we're offering, but we do get to buy the guns at a discount. We'll also sell you a brand new gun. This isn't one of ours particularly, but we have a brand new Apiro that's almost done, where we tune a bunch of stuff to them, and then you just buy the gun there. And because we get some margin from STI, that helps offset the cost. So if you see on the website that we charge $400 or $500 to add a steel grip to a gun, that's a gun that we're selling brand new. So I'm not going to add that grip to your gun for that cost, because the grips cost me that much. So that's just to help us sell more guns. But we're happy to tune your rig that you already have, or we'll help you, or at least talk to you on the phone about it and help you figure out the best way to get your gun shooting really well. But trigger jobs and internal tune packages are really easy, and the wait time's super low right now. And we're adding people working hard to keep the wait time down. If you have any questions or anything, email us. Go to the website, atlasgunworks.com, and we'll hook you up either way. We'll see you on the range. Take care.